Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah Anderson from Chocolate Shaka with another lesson, blessing, and hopefully a message. Father, I ask that you come into the room and you speak to me and through me, that someone may get a lesson, blessing, and hopefully a message. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed will be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, the kingdom, and the glory forever and ever. Hallelujah. Yah has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Any tongue that rises against us in judgment, Yah shall condemn. For we are the righteousness and the inheritance of the Most High Yah. Hallelujah. All right, you guys. Today the lesson is coming from 2 Samuel chapter 13. Remember I told you yesterday we was going to finish up and find out what Absalom was going to do with Amnon, his brother, for raping their sister, Tamar. So we're going to continue right off where we left off at. We at verse 23. And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baal Hazor, which is besides Ephraim, and Absalom invited all the king's sons. So he had, I guess they had a feast, and he invited all the king's sons. And Absalom came to the king and said, Behold, now thy servant has sheep shearers. Let the king, I beseech thee, and his servants go with thy servant. And the king said to Absalom, No, my son, let us not all now go, lest we be chargeable unto thee. And he pressed him, howbeit he would not go, but blessed him. He didn't want to owe no money. He didn't want to have to pay him tribute. So he said, Nah, we'll all be chargeable unto you. And then Absalom said, If not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us. And the king said unto him, Why should he go with thee? But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, Mark ye now when Amnon's heart is merry with wine. And when I say unto you, Smite Amnon, then kill him. Fear not. Have not I commanded you? Be courageous and be vigilant. And the servant of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man got him up upon his mule and fled. Now, y'all, I told y'all that cousin Jonadab, he started all of this. If he had never decided to be deceitful and tell Amnon to deceive David, so that David would send Tamar down to his house, so that Tamar would end up getting raped by Amnon, then none of this would even be happening. Now, Absalom setting up his servants to kill Amnon, and on a mission they was going on, and the servant was scared to do it, but he killed him. He did as his master told him to do, because remember, they were all kings and kings. These was the kids of the king, King David's kids. Wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. Plotting on each other, set each other up to kill, doing rape, doing murder. Lord, being deceitful. And it came to pass, while they were in the way, the tidings came to David, saying, Absalom has slain all the king's sons. And there is not one of them left. Wow. Then the king arose and said, tear his garments and lay on the earth, and all his servants stood by with their clothes rent. Ah, and Jonadab, here go this wicked, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, answered and said, let not my lord suppose that they have slain all the young men, the king's sons, for Amnon only is dead. For by the appointment of Absalom this hath been determined, from the day that he forced his sister Tamar. Now therefore let not my lord the king take the thing to his heart to think that all the king's sons are dead, for Amnon only is dead. Lord. See, they told King David all his sons was dead, because he had a lot of kids. And remember, they took all the king's sons with them to do the sheep herding or sheep shearing or whatever they was doing out there, and to have some type of party, feast. But the plan was to get Amnon out there so they can kill him. He had his servant to kill Amnon. So I wonder what David is going to do with Absalom for murdering Amnon. And why did Jonadab get to speak up when he had the part to play in it? He the one who told Amnon to rape Tamar in so many words. Lord have mercy. But Absalom fled. Oh, he running now. See, Absalom is running. And the young man that kept the watch lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there came much people by the way of the hillside behind him. And Jonadab said unto the king, behold, the king's sons come, as thy servant said, so it is. Y'all, David sinned against the Most High, and this was the punishment of David because of what he did. See, all his kids is turning on one another and being disobedient to David. And Jonadab had a big part to play in it, and he's still running his mouth. He's still flapping his lie pie hole. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of speaking, that behold, the king's son came and lifted up their voices and wept. And the king also and all his servants wept very sore. So when they seen him, they was happy. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Ammihud, king of Geshur. And David mourned for his son every day. So he missed Absalom. Absalom must have been a good son. I feel he was upright. He was trying to get justice for Tamar. So Absalom fled and went to Geshur and was there for 3 years. So he stayed away from his family for 3 years. Wow. He stayed away from his family for the shame. He felt bad about what he had did. But Amnon should have felt even worse for what he had done. He had raped a sister. And the soul of the king David longed for go forth unto Absalom, for he was comforted concerning Amnon, seeing he was dead. So King David was cool with Amnon being dead because he know what he had done. Lord.